Colleen Ballinger coming to a school near you. Maybe? Potentially. Who can say, really? But she was, in fact, in one school, and that we can say with absolute certainty. What's crack, is VangelinaSkov, and welcome to another episode of I Am Sick. Oh dear God, somebody help me. Featuring Colleen Ballinger. Just wanted to get that out of the way before anybody is like, why do you sound so bored? I actually find this whole story hilarious, but I just can't sound like I find it hilarious because my throat is tearing itself out for some reason. But yeah, Colleen Ballinger was at a high school, which seems like a questionable choice considering the reasons that she was cancelled. Now, for a quick reminder, if people have forgotten, the short version of why people turned against her on the internet was because she was exposed for allegedly being in group chats with her child fans, being really, really inappropriate, saying things that she should not be saying to children, talking about her relationships, asking them inappropriate questions, and doing things like sending Adam McIntyre underwear, because that's appropriate. Obviously, at this time, Adam McIntyre was a child. And although Adam is now an adult, I would still recommend not sending him underwear because it's simply a weird thing to do. She also did weird stuff on stage with her child fans, like the whole yoga pose challenge debacle, and the thing of putting snacks in her pants so that the person that she brought up on stage could take them out.
I can't believe I'm reaching in there right now.
Just a lot. It's a lot. I've talked about it before. Go watch those videos if you don't know what I'm talking about, but I'm sure you do. But I feel like we needed a reminder so we can remember that this all had to do with her involvement with kids. So her appearance at a high school in Connecticut is absolutely bizarre. Such a strange choice. But, you know, this is the woman of strange choices here.
Well, I'm sorry. I'm not gonna take that route of admitting to lies and rumors that you made up for clout.
Like, this is kind of what she does. So user East Tier 24096 posted in the subreddit r/high school, which is something that I don't frequent, given that I am 27 years old and graduated 10 years ago, I think. Maybe. Who can count? So not something I'm on, but this was floating around on other subreddits too. And they said, nah, who the F let Colleen Ballinger into my school?
She doesn't even go here!
And it's got a picture attached of Colleen sitting there, cross-legged. Now, could this be fake? Could this be real? No one is to know, except for me, because it's real. She said it herself, it's real. And there's also a second picture of her being in the school. But here's the question that we all want to know, which is, yes, this is real, and I will explain to you how we know this is real for sure. But why is she there? Why is Colleen at a high school? Well, one person asked, she's there to creep on the freshmen, and the OP said, aren't they too old for her? So that's something. Just a warning, if you go and look at this original thread, that high school students do not hold back. They are absolutely tearing her apart in there. But I want to focus on the facts and the evidence.
I'm going to show you the facts and the evidence.
Someone asked, how is she in a high school? Is this like a presentation? Her husband was here to talk about stuff. Very, very clear what stuff is. And she came along. Whoa, what kind of stuff does he even have to talk about? Acting. This was a room full of theatre students. Someone else said, report her, and the OP said the school sided with her and called the allegations cancel culture. This actually came up again in a separate comment because somebody asked, did anyone ask her about the allegations or her husband? Nobody did. I got in trouble for asking how the school responded to the allegations after, so I assume everyone else was told they would be in trouble if they said anything. I feel like that sentence desperately needs some punctuation, but from what I've seen, apparently students don't know how to read anymore or something. I don't know, I'm not a teacher. Maybe I don't know how to read, actually. Maybe that sentence is fine and I'm the dumb one. That's probably the case, actually. I mean, it's been a while since school, so maybe I forgot how commas work. Could you elaborate on how you got into trouble? Like, did you email the school and they were like, hell nah, you in trouble? I just asked the teacher who organized it a period after the event, and he said I'm grossly misinformed and participating in cancel culture. My brother's gonna get chewed out one day for the same thing. I think it's so funny that the school not only knew about the allegations against Colleen about how she was inappropriate with her child fans, allegedly, but they still invited her, or, well, invited her husband and let her tag along. Like, they were just like, you know what? This is good press. This is a good look for us. I'm sure all of the parents and all of the students will be very happy that this is happening. Maybe somebody should have been like, might not be the best idea to let this woman, whose ego thrives on having the validation of children, into a room full of children. Maybe that's a bad idea. And alternatively, maybe it's not a good look for our school that she's there. Maybe that looks bad. Maybe we should avoid controversy. But no, they went the route of, no, this is cancel culture. Our students are stupid. And maybe your students are stupid, but I'm sure they know more about the internet than you do, Mr. Principal, Mrs. Principal. Who did they say this was? A teacher? Non-specified teacher? And they already mentioned it's in a theatre class, but somebody else also asked, is this in a theatre class? And the OP said yes, so we've got this pretty much confirmed. But you might be saying to me, Vangelina, we cannot just take the word of some random high school student on Reddit. And I would have to agree with you. I would never take the word of a child, nor would I ever take the word. But Colleen herself actually did talk about this in 2 separate vlogs. Plus I found the school. I found their website. I found them talking about this on the website. Oh my god. 1 like on this video equals 1 me not succumbing to the plague, so please do that and subscribe, because that's how I'll be cured. Thank you.
Hello everyone, welcome to the day of today. Eric, my handsome husband, this man right here, this guy, that guy, he's being honored at his high school. They're literally like etching his face into a plaque. And so we're here to go to like a gala benefit thing. We're very excited and it's tonight.
So this was obviously taken before the offending event, but yeah, they were there, not on this specific occasion, but he was getting honored at his school because he was in an episode of Criminal Minds or something, and also he married a YouTuber, so I guess that's worth having your face etched into a plaque. But I feel like, I mean, in my school, there are a lot of people who actually become successful in, like, theater and music or, like, other things, but I feel like, you know, I have, like, at least 5 subscribers, so they should probably put my face into a plaque at my school and honor me. Because, you know, YouTubers are the future, man. Get with the times. We do actually have a little bit of footage from this honoring banquet ceremony thing where they call him up, they mention him and also Colleen for some reason, even though this has nothing to do with her and it's not her school, but they mention her too. And then he gets up on stage and gives his little speech. So good for you, Eric. Congratulations. I'm happy for you. I do not know you, and I forgot your name until today. But happy for you, dude. Keep on trucking.
To the Hall of Honor is Mr. Eric Stockland. Eric is an actor who lives in Los Angeles. He's appeared in many television series such as Haters Back Off for Netflix, Mistresses for ABC, Stalker for CBS, as well as guest starring roles in Criminal Minds, Vampire Diaries, Bones, Good Trouble, Lucifer. Proudest moment was appearing on stage with his now wife, and for her Netflix comedy special, Miranda Sings Live You're Welcome, which was 10. We congratulate him and welcome him to the Hall of Honor. Eric?
I played a serial killer on an episode of Criminal Minds.
Now, if this isn't enough for you to have proof that this actually happened and this isn't all some elaborate scheme, I found his school, I found which school he went to. Now, I'm not going to mention the name of the school because I don't know if it's public knowledge or not, and it was actually Not, I mean, it wasn't hard to find, but it wasn't like listed on his like Wikipedia or whatever. So I found the school and I found mentions of him on the website as well as the whole honoring thing. From their school newsletter, it says, on Thursday evening, we took some time to recognize distinguished alumni in the 23rd Annual Athletic Hall of Fame and 15th Annual Academic... I'm so sorry, guys. I've tried to read the same sentence 20 times. I'm not doing it again. It's on the screen. You can absolutely read it. Hopefully. Maybe some of you can't. If you can't, I'm sorry, but if this information isn't actually relevant, we'll just move on. The Academic Hall of Honor celebrated 4 new members. 3 former students who have gone on to accomplish great things in medical research, business, and the arts. Listening to the presenters talk about everyone's accomplishments was impressive. And then listening to the honorees talk about how the school prepared them for success was an inspiring reminder of how our faculty touched so many lives. This year's inductees are names of people that I am not going to say because they probably don't want to be in this video, and Eric Stocklin. They also have him written under the alumni section saying, Eric is now an actor living in Los Angeles. He has appeared as a series regular in television series such as Haters Back Off for Netflix, that wonderful show made by his wife. Although they weren't together at the time, right? I don't think they were together at the time. You know, that's a story for a whole other day. But he was in the well-renowned, much-loved Game of Thrones level production show of Haters Back Off for Netflix, Mistresses for ABC, and Stalker for CBS, as well as memorable guest stars and recurring roles on series such as Criminal Minds, Vampire Diaries, Bones, Good Trouble, and Lucifer, and lead roles in several independent films. I feel like all of that is far more interesting than Haters Back Off. I don't know why you led with that. That just kind of makes him sound like he's there for the crack more than anything else. His proudest moment was appearing on stage with his now wife in her Netflix comedy special, Miranda Sings Live, You're Welcome, taped at the Kennedy Center. Sorry, I didn't plan to laugh at this. I just find it hilarious because, you know, like with stuff like this, the people who put this on the website aren't gonna like write this all up themselves, get all the information themselves. They're like, they either get him to write it in the third person or they ask him, like, what information do you want here? Like, what's your proudest moment? Blah, blah, blah. And then they write it up. And I just wonder if, like, he had to say that was his proudest moment just to appease Colleen. Like, oh, obviously my proudest moment was appearing in your live show about you, babe, not in any of the things that I accomplished by myself, like leading in independent films or being in, like, Criminal Minds, which is obviously way cooler than whatever the hell you were doing. But we just know, like, from the way she acts and the way she behaves and the things that she says, that her ego is just so fragile that she probably needs this, and probably didn't even have to tell him, like, you need to say that I'm your proudest moment. He knows he got it, he got to do it. A career he's built in debt to inspiration, blah blah blah, of the school, something more about school, his life at school, who cares, because everything is about Colleen Ballinger. Now, you may be saying, well, none of this actually explains why Colleen was seen at the high school talking about theatre to a theatre class, because all of this is about the banquet, right? None of this is about the class thing. Well, don't worry, because Colleen talked about that herself in several vlogs.
Hello everybody, it's a new day and my goodness gracious, I have so much to say but I don't have time to say it all. Hold on, actually let me get my shoes. All right, so yesterday we went to Eric's high school so he could do a little Q&A with the theater kids, and he asked me to go with him. He was like, will you come with me? And I was like, if you want me to, I'll do whatever you want. I'm here to support you. So he was like, I'm a little bit nervous, like I'd like if you came with me. And I was like, oh my god, of course. I went and it was honestly like magical, amazing, so fun. Everyone was so freaking sweet.
So that's pretty much the gist of it, is that it was a Q&A thing that was supposed to be about Eric, and then she went along. Now, she says that he invited her. I'm sure he probably did. Why not? But it feels like it kind of takes away from his moment, and it makes it about her. And according to the original poster of this picture on Reddit, she spent ages talking about her time on Broadway. So, you know, there you go. I mean, I guess it is relevant. It's a class of theater kids, but it's not supposed to be about her. Why is she there?
Visiting Eric's high school and getting to talk to all the theater students was honestly so wonderful. Like, I know I keep saying in this whole vlog, like, oh, I'll talk about it later, and I haven't talked about it. And I don't think I have time even right now to talk about it because I could talk about it forever. I'm so proud of him and I'm so excited for him that he got honored and that his high school wanted him to come and talk to the students. And I'm so flattered that he wanted me to join him and be there next to him as his partner and answer questions with him. I got to talk to all the high school students and I haven't done anything like that in a very long time.
Might be a reason for that, Colleen.
And I was there to support Eric, but there were so many wonderful students who wanted to ask me questions and him questions. And so I got to be a part of it and he wanted me to be a part of it and was just so excited for me to be a part of it with him. And I used to do Q&As at my VIP meet and greets when I was on tour and I miss it so much. I miss it so much. And I didn't know if I'd ever get to do anything like that ever again. So the fact that he wanted me to come be there with him and experience that with him, it reminded me so much of those meet and greets I used to do when I was on tour.
I was there for him, but I gotta make it all about me, and that's what matters.
And everyone was so sweet. Everyone had the most encouraging, kind things to say. And I don't know, like I said, I could talk about this forever, but I'm not going to talk about it forever right now. Maybe I'll talk about it tomorrow or something. But it was a really nice reminder that there are really sweet people out there who watch my vlogs. And obviously I know that that is true because I read your comments, but my favorite part of my job has always been touring because I get to meet you guys in person. And I love to perform. It's my favorite thing in the world. And then to also meet you guys and talk to you and answer your questions. And I get to ask you questions. We get to know each other more than just through comments on my videos. It was always my favorite part of my job. So to have that little reminder of how it felt to have those moments with people who watch my videos and see people face to face and talk to them and take pictures with them and get to know them and encourage them and them encourage me, it was just so wonderful. And I'm so grateful to Eric that he wanted me to be a part of that with him.
See, when I said earlier that Colleen's ego thrives off the validation of children, and not just the validation, but the admiration of them, that was not just me being mean for the sake of it. I meant it. I meant what I said. I mean, it's my opinion, but I meant what I said. She is so happy that she got to talk to kids who were being nice to her and asking her questions about her. That's her favorite thing. Her favorite part of her job is going around and talking to kids and having them ask her questions and showing how much they love her. Isn't that weird? Colleen, I feel like you need to spend more time with adults, like around adults. Maybe you could join a book club or something that just involves you being around adults. And I know some people really, really need the validation of others, and that is fine, right? If you do, that's okay. So just, show off to your group of adults. Like, you don't need to be sitting in a room with a bunch of kids asking you questions about that time you were on Broadway ages ago for you to have some kind of like worth in life. Also, I feel like somebody said you're not supposed to be within 50 feet of a school, so who let you in there? It's a joke. It's a joke. It's a joke. Don't sue me. It's a joke. I also want to mention just something that I found a little bit odd, and I'm sure there's a very reasonable explanation for this, but is that in this whole vlog, Colleen is, she's in Connecticut, and they have 3 kids, right? They have the twins, and then they have the older boy. And they took the older boy with them to Connecticut to hang out with his grandparents, right? He had a great time. They brought him to an aquarium because he loves a specific kind of fish, even though the fish wasn't there, but they thought it was there. The grandparents had so many toys, all of this, but they left the twins behind. And I just feel like that's really weird. Like, you're going to visit their grandparents. Why are you not bringing them? Again, I'm sure there's a reasonable explanation. I'm not a parent. I don't know how it works, but like, do you prefer your older kid? Because that's kind of weird. Why would you not bring the younger ones to see their grandparents too? I don't get it. I really don't get it. But this is like typical boy mom behavior, so I don't know. But with how happy she is now that kids asked her questions about her career and her life, and they love her, and they didn't sing Toxic Gossip Train at her or make fun of her, where maybe she's got these little cogs turning in her head of, how can I go on tour again? Maybe, and this is my conspiracy theory by the way, maybe I can do a tour of high schools. Maybe I can contact high schools and get them to let me do a talk to the theater classes because I am such a professional and I'm great and very wise and they could all learn from me. Now, I don't know if she's thinking that, but just with the way that I've learned that Colleen thinks and the way that she acts, I just truly feel like that's what's going through her head. Like, oh wow, I really enjoyed making this all about me, even though it was supposed to be about my husband. How can I get into more high schools, to be adored by more children. I know, I'll offer to give talks. Why not? If she does that, right, if she does that, you know that I called it. I absolutely called it. Because you know what, I'm Baba Vanga. I just am. Like, you can't say I'm not, because I am psychic. I am always right. I called last year that Mr. Beast was going to get cancelled this year. I called it. Did anybody listen to me? No. But here we are. Because I'm really smart. And also quite sick. So I'm gonna go before my throat finally reaches its final form of clawing its way out of my body, because it's really trying right now. And I'm sure you're all sick of me sounding like just like nails on a chalkboard. But if you were able to sit through this whole thing, congratulations, you win nothing. You win my thanks and my gratitude. I did have to mention something really quickly. This will take me 2 seconds, just stay, because then I have something else to say after that about all of this stuff. But my Kickstarter, it ended, and we are funded and more. We hit all of our stretch goals, and I am so delighted. So thank you so much to everybody who supported, who commented on it, who shared it, who took a look at it, who pledged. I am so appreciative. Thank you so much. I'll be putting some updates on the Kickstarter page as time goes on about, you know, how things are progressing, when I get the cover art and all of that kind of stuff, and when there's an official release date coming out. So keep an eye out on that space. You can still follow the page, I think, even if you're not pledged. And also I have late pledges turned on, so some people have still pledged after the thing has ended. So you'll be able to pledge for a little while longer if you want to. You don't have to, but thank you so much. I'm so grateful, and I still can't believe it. I really can't. I might talk about that more on my vlog channel, because I know not everybody here cares. You're just here for like the stuff that I'm talking about. So that is perfectly fine. Just thank you so much. Anyway, leave me a comment and let me know, do you think that Colleen Ballinger is going on a tour of schools? What do you think about all of this? And if you don't want to leave me a comment about that, then leave me a comment and let me know your favorite kind of tea, because I obviously have to drink a lot of tea right now, although coffee seems to be helping more for some reason. I don't know what that's about. Subscribe, notifications, follow me on social media, I'm VangelinaSkov everywhere. Check out all the stuff in the description. I can't list it all for you because my voice is going, but thank you so much for watching. Have an absolutely wonderful rest of your day, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.